Namo Tassa 3 times. So, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So we are in the third jhana. Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi page number 45. Page number 45. Paragraph number 163. Okay. Paragraph number 163. Yasamayi samayi rūpāvacarakusalaṃ magam bhavedi. So develop the path for the rebirth in the rūpāvacarakusalaṃ for the rising. So the way to develop is vidyaja viraga. So last week we already explained vidyaja viraga. So commentator explained vidyaja, vidya viragaja, and then what? So yeah, no, abhiya here. Dhammasaṅgaṇī, come back. Vidyaja viraga, vidyaja viraga. So we have many pages when I check. So here
because Sayadaw's hard work.
it takes time, huh? We work so many days. And now how many lectures already? 40, 40, 45 or 46?
More than 50, Sayadaw.
Really?
Yes.
So that's why many pages. So Vidyaja Viraga last week, just to revise. Vidya, because of the gap between Vidya and Viraga, indicate two possible interpretations as follows here. Vidya Viraga gap. Then Viraga we have to interpret as a jigochana, the dislike, not dislike, detest. Vidya Upasamaja, tranquilizing Upasama. So this is number one interpretation. And then number two is Vidya Viraga. So that and the other Viraga should be interpreted as a Samadhikama, Upagami. And then Vidaga Vijarananja Upasama, Upagami. So there's two ways we have to commentator suggested. And then Ubeka Goja we are ready. Actually here, in this jhana, tajana, there is a sukha vedana. Okay, sukha and soman ekagata. The jhani fetas are just sukha, a pleasant feeling, and also where in the jita ekagata, concentration of the mind. But here, it mentioned that ubeka goja we are ready. So maybe at the very far side, we may think, oh, This jhana is with the neutral feeling. Okay, jhana feda. This jhana is with the ubeka as a neutral, as a jhana feda. But actually, there is a no ubeka, pleasant, neutral feeling there. But this ubeka refers to tatara majadada. That's why it's called janubeka. Janubeka. So here, the 10 kinds of ubekas are given. I think you have a read over there in the translation. So I just make a summary of these, yeah, summary of these feathers. Ubeka. Number 1, Chalangubeka. Right? Chalangubeka is a char anga. Char anga ubeka. Ubeka happened in the other hand. Okay, Chalangubeka is about the noble Arahant, noble Bazi. When he encountered with the sense objects, okay, whatever sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch or thought, whatever object he encountered, he gave himself uh, to face these objects with the neutrality. So that's a sort of thing is called Chalangubeka. So cha means 6. So number 2 is a Brahma Viyarubeka. This one is very clear to you. Medda, Karuna, Mudita, Ubeka, right? Among the 4 divine abidings, number 4 one is the Ubeka. So neutrality. Ubeka, in Myanmar, Ubeka, the word Ubeka is misinterpreted when we cannot admonish someone, or when someone disobedient to us, then Myanmar people, ordinary people, they say, oh, ubekha pyu lai. Okay, ubekha pyu lai. So let him ignore. Okay, let ignore him. Okay, suppose if you cannot control, then let him go on his own way, without taking any care, without even talking to him or to her. So in this way, ubeka is misinterpreted. Actually, ubeka is not like that. We don't feel either happy or unhappy, whatever he do or whatever she do. But we are ready. At the same time, we are ready to give a happy hands to those who are in need. If he is in need, we will be ready to help. So that sort of practice is called ubeka, neutrality. And for Brahma, we are abiding. So to be able to live, that is very difficult, right? Mostly we live with a blessing and pain. We used to live with a blessing, either blessing or pain. And so very difficult to be able to live with a neutrality, neutral mind. So, but if we keep a balance, if we keep a developing Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and then gradually our mind will be able to face on a ubeka practice. Ubeka practice. So that sort of practice is called Brahma Viyarubeka, and then number 3 is a Bojengu Beka. So it is mentioned ubeka in the development of the feathers of enlightenment by being neutral among the associated states. Sajada Dhamma, Samyuddha Dhamma. So without Bojangu Beka, right? Bojangu Beka. So we have a Dhamma Vichaya, Viriya, Biti, Basadi, Samadhi, and so on. Among these Ubeka, among these federal enlightenments, this Ubeka remain without any bias, or we can simply say without any bias. So that's that sort of practice is called Bojangu Beka. So Viriyu Beka, effort. So Viriya is effort. Effort kept to be neither, how to say, too strict or not too relaxed. So sometimes we make a very, very strong effort. So other time, so it's a not a, it may be Viriya but not a Ubeka. Sometimes our effort is very less, very, very loose effort. So in that case, we have to level up. That sort of Ubeka, Viriya. So in order to maintain the balance between the lines, between the extreme lines of a Viriya. So too much and too little. So that sort of practice is called Viriyu Beka. That sort of condition is called Viriyu Beka. And then number 5, Sankharu Beka, happens either by means of the concentration or by means of the insight. Okay, by means of concentration here means concentration one of 8 attainments, Athasamabhati. We have a 4 Rūpāvacarakusalaṃ, 4 Arūpāvacarakusalaṃ attainment. Okay, 4 Rūpāvacarakusalaṃ jhana attainment, 4 Arūpa jhana attainment. So concentration produced by these jhana attainments, 8 jhana attainments is called what? Samatha. Samatha was saying by means of the samatha. Okay. So at that time, so our we are with the ubeka. Okay, at that time we are with the ubeka. Ubeka on what? Ubeka on the hindrances. Suppose we abandon mental hindrances, nivarana, as well as some jhana fetters, vidaga, vijara, pidi, and then sukha, and so on. So, respectively, according to their attainments. So, every time it abandons or it overcomes mental hindrances or jhana fetters, it keeps the yogi keeps his mind or her mind with the neutrality. So on these jhana fetters or on these mental hindrances. That's why it is called Sankharubeka by means of the samatha, and also Sankharubeka by means of the vipassana also. Vipassana here mentioned as insight. So that the vipassana is born of the 10. That is the 2 mega and then 4 mega, 4 phala. Okay. Sodapati mega, Sada mega, and so on. 4 mega, 4 phala, and then 2 nirodha samapatti. Okay, 2 kinds of nirodha samapatti. Actually, nirodha samapatti is just one kind, but the object, the way we take the object, that is different. Yeah, sunyata, emptiness. Sunyata vihara samapatti, and then animata vihara, no sign or signless vihara samapatti. So sunyata, so if you study in the, I think you have a study in the Abhidhamma Piṭaka, the last chapter, Kamathana chapter, sunyata, animata, apanihita, and so on. Okay. So regarding the Nibbana, Sonyadam, Animadam, Abanihidam. So here is for the Nira Samabadi only two Sonyada Vihara Samabadi and then Animada Vihara Samabadi. So when other time when there are these 10 insights, so they are also what ubeka. So in the yogi's mind, so there is ubeka. So with this ubeka, a yogi what keep his mind neutrality on the sankhara dhammas. Okay, on the dhammas, on the conditioned dhammas. So in this way, Sankharubeka is there are two kinds. So for your information. So number 6 is a Vedanubeka, neutral
Hi,
feeling.
Sayadaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question about that. So why isn't there Apanihita Vihara Samapatti, Sayadaw?
So far, I also didn't check that one. So I will read it and then later I will tell you back.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw.
Last night just I put it there. And then so other time also I go, why not Abhinida? But less time to review. So later. And then with a new Bika, a neutral feeling or neutral sensation. So that's a very obvious. So Ubeka Vedana. Then number 7 is a Vipassana Ubeka. Inside knowledge as a Ubeka. So actually here is a Vipassana Ubeka is a wisdom. Okay. And also Sankarubeka also a kind of a wisdom, right? Sankarubeka also represent the wisdom. Vipassanubeka also represent the wisdom. Inside knowledge as ubeka here, for it analyzes universal characteristics of the 5 aggregates without any bias. So that's sort of things called vipassana. Now, vipassana jnana is a called here ubeka. And then number 8, Tadara Majatu Beka. Ubeka that suppose is associates equally. So that is Jidisika. Okay. Tadara Majadada Jidisika that suppose is associates equally. Then Janu Beka, actually Janu here. Janu Beka is Ubeka that does not fall into friendship with the Tadajani bliss. Though it arises together. So Janubeka is the name for the Tata Majadata that arise together with the that jhana. Okay, that jhana is a very special jhana here. So we can simply say among the mundane bliss, that jhana bliss is the highest. Okay, Sukha Vedana, mundane Sukha Vedana. So because after the third jhana, there will be no sukha at all. Fourth jhana, no sukha, ubekha only. And then aruba, for aruba, they are also only ubekha. So that's why we can simply denote that jhana is the highest bliss in the among the mundane bliss. Okay. So that's why the Buddha also, the Buddha and Noble Bhajans praise that jhana. So, but at the same time, even though that jhana is the highest bliss and also very blissful states, but the yogi's mind is very strange. So there is ubeka, tatra majadata, jidasika. That does not fall into friendship with the jhana bliss. Okay, even though that arrive together with the with the bliss or born of the third jhana, but does not associate, does not enjoy anabhoga. Okay, does not enjoy, does not enjoy that kind of bliss. Because if the yogi enjoy, they, then what happened? Then it will go to BD, right? It will go to BD, go back to BD. It will go back to BD. So that's why it does not enjoy. So Tajani bliss, okay? Chanubeka here. So and then but then is a Parisodhi Ubeka. Purity as a Ubeka. Okay, then it is for being totally free from mental hindrances and the other jhana fetters, be without any effort to be so. So this one also, Parisodhi Ubeka is mostly is a called Ubeka, fourth jhana. Okay, fourth jhana is a called Parisodhi Ubeka. In the fourth jhana, there is a Dada. Okay, so and also we can say what? Yeah, Dada Majadada Chittasiga. Dada Majadada Chittasiga. So in the fourth jhana level, are totally free from all mental hindrances, and also uh, other jhana fetters like Vidaka, Vijara, Bidi, Sukha. Even though they are free, that jhana is free from that kind of mental hindrances in jhana fetters, other jhana fetters. It remains without any effort. Abhyabhara. Abhyabhara. So without making any effort, it remains very quietly, peacefully. So sometimes, if you want to be free from something, we have to make an effort, right? So with the vyabhara, with the effort, then uh, the state, the condition will not be as pure as possible. Okay, because we are still making effort. But here in the fourth jhana level, it is not like this. So two things happen at the same time. One thing is being free from the obstacles. Obstacle means the mental hindrances as well as the other jhana factors. And also other than having no effort, making no effort in order to be free from. So that's why it is called Parisoti Ubeka. Okay. So among these 10, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 8, number 9, and number 10, they are the same in the sense. So last week, yeah, as early as why even though they are six in number, why they keep it in a singular. So very interesting point in the Bali writing. So yeah, and then Bali what? The word ega. Ega should be translated. Sometimes ega is translated as a one, right? So, but here in this sense, we have to translate that ega as what? Ega the same, okay? Not as a one, but the same. They are the same in the sense, okay, in the meaning as a what? As a dada maja dada jitasika. So, and then commentator trying to explain more about that. So, because they have a different, they arise in the different conditions. Even though they represent only one, dada majadada jitasika, but they happen to get that this is different names under the different conditions. Okay, with a simile of very shy and the adult, and then the senior citizen and so on. So the same person maybe, but because in a different condition, they got a different name. So also here, so another point is Sankharupekha and Vipassanupekha. Okay, Sankharupekha and Vipassanupekha are the same in the sense of wisdom. So, but the function, but they are different in function. Okay, but they are different in function.
Sayadaw,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. So can we go back to number 10? Parisukti Upekha. So
yeah,
Parisukti Upekha is Tatara Machatata, right, Sayadaw?
yes.
And then in the fourth jhana, we have two jhana factors. They are Upekha and Ekaggata. So that
Yeah,
Upekha is Vedana, right? So,
yeah, sure.
so here in the explanation, here we have purity as Upekha as being totally free from mental hindrances and other jhanic factors. So when we say other jhanic factors, it sounds like this parisukti upekha is one of the jhanic factor.
Other Janifedas totally free from, because maybe it may sound like that, but I don't know much in English. But my right is that what I read is what I mean is that, so among we have a 5 Janifedas, right?
Yeah.
5 Janifedas, but the concentration is still there. And also in the place of a sukha, there is a ubekha vedana, right? Ubekha remain as a jhana fedas.
Yes.
So with that, because this point remain in my mind, so I keep that point in my mind. That's why I say other jhana fedas.
I see. So here
So
Sayadaw yeah, sorry. So here Sayadaw refers to that upekha vedana.
which one?
Upekha vedana. Upekha vedana. Because in this fourth jhana, we have only two factors left.
Yeah,
Upekha vedana and ekaggata. And then the
Ekagata.
ekaggata is the main one, so it has to be there. So, and then so in this case, means uh vedana. I mean the upekha vedana when said other genetic factors.
Other jhana feda, I means totally free from other jhana feda. Okay, totally free from other jhana fedas. So
So
that means Vidaka total that is in that jhana, fourth jhana, Vidaka totally free from Vidaka, totally free from Vichara, Piti, and then Sukha Vedana.
I see.
Okay,
I
like
see.
that.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So yeah.
Uh, so, but there is no effort to be free from, and no effort to be made in order to be free from such mental hindrances and janifedas. So that's why abhyapada. Mm. That's why fourth jhana or fifth jhana is called parisoti, very pure. So continue to go back to the Sankharupekha and Vipassanupekha. Uh, they are one in the sense of wisdom, banya. Okay, but they have a different function. Okay, so here, oh, commentator gave an example of the simile of a what? Catching the snake. Okay, seeing the snake. So maybe if you refer back into the commentary explanation, it will be better because I read it and not finished here. So here the point I like to tell you is a commentator gave a kind of difference between Sankharupeka and Vipassanupeka. Sankharupeka is something like a what? Sankharupeka is explained with a simile of a man who see a snake. Maybe in other night time, he saw the snake and then he trying to look at what kind of snake it is, whether it is venomous or poisonous or not. Then, so by seeing his hook, and then there is a kind of a sign. So maybe 3 lines are there in his neck. Then he assured that, oh, this is a poisonous snake. So see it something as it is. So that they go Sankharupeka. Okay, that is very similar to Sankharupeka. So when we see, when we contemplate our mentality and materiality, when we pay attention, then we see things as they really are. That is Sankharupeka. So, and then, but the Vipassanupeka is universal characteristics. Okay, pay more attention to the individual characteristics, but pay more attention to the universal characteristics than the individual characteristics or the mentality and materialities. So here, commentator explained that. So when like a man who recognize a snake as a poisonous snake, and then what he do more is that how to catch him, how to release him, how to release that kind of a snake. Okay, how to release that kind of a snake, and not without harming himself or without harming the snake. So at the moment, he is he does not pay attention to in order to catch the snake. So that point is very similar to what the Vipassanupeka. So Vipassanupeka, the yogi with the Vipassanupeka, just trying to release himself from the Sankhara Dhammas. So without taking hold of it, or without taking hold of whatever object or whatever mentality or materiality, just finding the way to release. So very interesting point, Sankharupeka and Vipassanupeka also. So in this way, commentator explain, take a time to explain 10 kinds of Upeka. So there I will read about the Abhanihita, why there is a no Abhanihita, Nirasmapati. Because practically we are so far, we are so far away from the Nirasmapati. Maybe when the Uesiriya come back, we will ask him after, because he practices meditation there.
Sayadaw.
Uh,
So I also, so about the Sankharupeka and Vipassanupeka. So Sayadaw said the Vipassanupeka is the insight knowledge where we see the common characteristics.
yeah, universal.
And Sankharupeka is where we see the specific characteristics.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the Sankharupeka, it belongs to the Ñata Parinya, and Vipassanupeka belongs to the Dharana Parinya?
Yeah, this way also possible to interpret Nyada and Didana.
I see. Okay, thank you, Sayadaw.
So this is one point. Upeka Goja we are ready. So how that jhana, the significance of that jhana, right? Now we are talking about that. Abhidhamma Viraga, So detach from the piti. It lives with the detachment to the piti, and also with the neutrality. It lives with the neutrality. How it lives with the neutrality. So we study, and also another point is sadoja sambajano. Sadoja sambajano. Sado, the word sadi in the Samajanya is a very, how to say, very common to us. Yeah? Many times. Many times we encounter this kind of a word, Sado in Samajana. In Myanmar, we go at the D at the D and at the Sado and Samajana. Why these Jews are purposely expounded here in this jhana? So this sati in Samajanya also everywhere, right? First jhana, second jhana, also there we have sati Samajanya, right? Uh, but here, why the Buddha purposely expounded it there, commentator explained that imasa janasa sukumada. No. Okay, imasa janasa sukumada. You found that? This what? On the where? Atha Salini, page number 219. Atha Salini, page number 219, and then I will share with you translation. Okay. Wisdom, feathers of wisdom. The interview. Think I saw. Think I. Yeah. All these mindfulness, the guide that okay. That's why I think we don't need to explain much about the characteristics. Okay. Sarana Lakana. What is Sadi? Sadi is has a Sarana Lakana. So remember, the passion is a passion is opposite. Asa Musana Rasa. Opposite to what? Opposition to the forgetfulness. Okay, it is opposite to forgetfulness. Araka Bajubadhana manifest as a watchfulness, protection, like a protect. So that they kind of a sati. And then wisdom, sambhajanya, comprehension has the characteristic of opposition to the delusion, asamoha lekana. So no delusion. Okay, and then sambhajanya, tiranarasa. So very interesting point is tiranarasa. If we have a wisdom, then we can overcome. Tirana means overcome, reach to another shore. We cross over. So here, what does it say? Function of overcoming the doubt, Tirana rasa. Okay. So Bhawijaya Bajubadhanam. Bhawijaya Bajubadhanam. So bringing a work to completion. Bhawijaya is a manifestation of examination. Examination, like examining whatever we encounter, whatever mentality or materiality arises within ourselves, then we examine. So that with the wisdom. So that is about the sati and samadhi. Then here commentator continue to explain that in the previous jhana, first jhana, second jhana, also they have a sati and sambhajanya, because without sati and without sambhajanya, even the neighborhood concentration we cannot get, right? Upajara madambina sambhajati bhagewa apana. Much less to attain the what? To attain the apana, to attain the jhana. So that's why it is very sure. Why? So, but because the previous jhanas are cross, all are rikada, desan jhana. So the commentator trying to, but this jhana, that jhana is a sukuma, subtle. That's subtle. Previous jhanas are cross. So very easy. Commentator trying to give a simile of a word. So like a man who walk on the ground is very easy, right? Very easy to go on the ground for the man. So without to be able to go on the ground, okay, to be able to walk on the ground. So for a man, without much sati, without sambhajanya, or maybe even with a little sati and sambhajanya, is possible. Okay, no, we don't need much because it is very easy. So also for the attainment of the first jhana and second jhana, though sati and sambhajanya are there, their function is not obvious. Okay, but for the attainment of this that jhana, because that jhana level is a very subtle level, then sati sambhajanya, the function of a sati sambhajanya become more obvious. And also it necessitates, the condition necessitates more and more sati and sambhajanya. So that's why the commentator gave example of what? Purisasa, Kura Dharayan Viya. Kura Dhara means on the sharp blade of a sword. Sharp blade of a sword. If you are asked to walk on the blade of a sword, and they're very dangerous. Okay, only the athletics it will be possible without harming, without cutting his or her legs. So with a very, very strong and deep with mindfulness and wisdom, it was possible to walk. So here, that's why commentator explained that the level of the jhana, that jhana is very subtle. That's why we need more and more function of the sati and samjanya. That's why the Buddha emphatically used the word sati and samjanya. But we have to keep in mind that the sati and samjanyas are constituent, how to say, integrated in the first jhana, second jhana level also. So also another point, commentator continue to explain what? Dadiya jhana su idam dadiya jhana sukham piti do apanidam bi sati sambhajanya rakhena arakhiya mana una dewa pidin upagacheya piti sambhyuda mewa siya. So yeah, that jhana level is that jhana attained only through the abandonment of the piti, right? Through the overcoming piti. So without overcoming piti, we cannot remain in the third jhana level. But in order to maintain that condition, we have to keep protect it. Okay, we have to keep our that jhana under protection of sati and sambhajanya. Okay, without sati and without protection of sati and sambhajanya, it will surely go back to the piti. Okay, it will trying to find delight. Okay, trying to be maybe happy with the BD. And also trying to associate with the BD again. So, and then we were lost from the Tajana level. That's why BD, how to say, that's why in the Tajana, Sati and Samjanyas are purposely mentioned here. Sado Samajano. Okay. So, and then the commentator, what the commentator give example is like a cup. Okay. Here, at the sucking cup being removed from the cow, left unguarded, again approach the cow. Okay, like that. So also that if we remove from the we remove that jhana from the BD, we separate. But if we keep it without control or without protection or the sati and samjanya, it will surely go back to the rapture or BD. Then commentator continue to say, Sukhe wabi saddha sara jandi idanja adi maduran sukham tadobaran sukha bhava. This point very important. Note what the point. Indeed, being long for happiness and blissful. What? Indeed, beings long for happiness, crave for happiness. Okay. We all the time search for happiness. So sukhe wabi saddha sara jandi attached to happiness. Idanja sukham adi madura sukham. Okay, this the blissful is or the tajana is exceedingly sweet. So adi madura sukham. This jhana, that jhana level, the happiness in that jhana level is so sweet. Tadobaran sukha bhava. Tadobaran sukha bhava. Then there is no greater bliss, as I explained you before. So in the mundane level, there is no greater bliss than the that jhana bliss. So that's why it is. It needs to be protected. Otherwise, it will go back and associate with the BD again. It needs to be protected by means of the study in Samajanya. So, in order to explain this this point of significance, the Buddha purposely mentioned what the Sado and Samajano. Okay, Sado, Samajano are two words. Not because of the uh, just associated with the third jhana, okay, but because of it is a necessity, okay. So, and then another point is what? Another point is where? Sukanja. So here I take it the Pali word here. Imasa janasa sukumata. Okay. So this jhana is a very subtle. And then idhan tatiya jhana sukham bidito apanidam bi sati sampajanya rakhena arakiya mana punadeva bidin upagacheya. It will go back to the bidi again. Bidi sampayuddha mewa siya. It will associate with the bidi. Sati sampajanya nuba. What is that? Sati sampajanya nubhavena. Oh, nubhavena. Actually. Sati sampajanya nubhavena pana eta. Panita pana eta. Sukhe asara jana hodi na anyata. So in order to detach, okay, in the bliss or the jhana. So one thing, only one thing, no other choice we have. That is, we have to keep ourselves with the sati and samajanya. Okay, by the power of a sati and samajanya. Sati samajanya nubawe na pana ita. Sukhi asara jana hodi na. No anyata, no other way around. Okay, there is only one way to keep under protection. Not to find delight in the bliss. So these three reasons are given there for the explanation, for the use of the Sado and Samajano. Then another point, the Sukhanja Gayena Badisamvededi. So the Buddha explained Sukhanja Gayena Badisamvededi, right? Yanda Ariya, the Buddha continued to say, Sukhanja Gayena Badisamvededi. Experience bliss with the body. So with this what? So commentator explained that what? Ita kinjabi tatiya jana samangino sukha padisa vedana gogo nati. So there is no intention for the yogi who attained that jhana. He has no intention to experience, to enjoy the bliss of the jhana. Even though he has no such intention, okay, there is what happened. There is a pleasant feeling, okay, that associated with his mental body, nama gaya. Okay, gaya means nama gaya. So you can imagine that you attain the jhana. Okay, jhana, there is a jhana fadas sukha, and then Chittasekagata already there. Sukha Vedana is there, Chittasekagata is there. Whether you like it or not, you want to enjoy or not, there is these two fadas are there. And also these two fadas associated with the other dhammas. Among the, how many? 52 dhammas, okay? That arise together with the 52 dhammas. They are called mental body. Okay, they are called mental body, Chitta as well as Chittasika. Okay, 52 mental body. 52 not Chittasika, huh? 52 dhammas according to Dhammasaṅgaṇī, not according to Abhidhamma Piṭaka. So this is called mental body. That associate the pleasant feeling associated with that mental body. So the yogi experiences such a bliss. Okay, that is the one way how how the Buddha explained Sukhanja Gayena Padisamvededi. So here Gayena means with the Nama Gaya, okay, mental body. Gayena, even though the Buddha didn't mention directly what Kaya, so we can understand that mental body, Nama Gaya. And also another way also, commentator continue to explain. Yawada nama gaya samyudan sukham. There is a bliss that associated with the nama gaya, mental body. And then tan samudhani na asa yasama adipani dena rubena rupagayo fudo. Okay. There is a bliss associated with the mental body. Extremely subtle matters. Okay. Born of that the journey bliss separate the physical body of the yogi. Adipanidena rubena rupagayo fudo. So separate it once sukha vedana or tajana jeda and jedasikas arise within ourselves in our mind. Then it will produce Chittija Rupa. Okay? Chittija Rupa. That Jitija Rupa may be very fine and very subtle. Huh? So it will separate our physical body, the physical body of the yogi. Even though he may emerge from that kind of a jhana, the yogi may be keep on experiencing the physical bliss. So in that case, Rupa Kaya also possible. Okay? Directly, Kayena here refers to Nama Kaya. But Sukhanja Kayena Padisamvededi here refers to directly Nama Kaya, but inseparably with the Rupa Kaya also. So commentator continue to explain like this. Yeah. And then the last part. Ubeka Goja Sadima Sukha Vihārīti. Okay. So you see there and on the page number 45 Dhammasaṅgaṇī, the Buddha said, Yanda Ariya Ajikandi. Okay. Yanda Ariya Ajikandi. Noble persons Ajikandi said, what? Ubekago Sadima Sukha Vihārīti. As Ubekaga, okay, for the Tajana Basin, for the Basin who attain the Tajana, they are praised by the noble persons as a what? Ubekago. And as a Sadima, who is with the mindfulness, who is with the neutrality, and also Sukha Vihari, who lives blissfully, who lives blissful. So why? Kasamabana Dandi Ewan Basansandi. So commentator asked that question and explain. Yanjana Hedu Yanjana Garna Buddha de Oriya Achikandi. So in the translation, I did the word Achikandi is you may aware. The word Achikandi. So commentator say many words. Descendi, Panyabendi, Batabendi, Vivarandi, Vibajandi, Odani Karundi, and Bagasendi, Basansandi. Where the 8 words, okay, 8 verbs. The word Ajay Kandi is explained in the 8 verbs. This is very significant, right? Ajay Kandi. So Bali word in the Bali, the Buddha said only Ajay Kandi. But when the commentator explain this word, Ajay Kandi means what? Descendi, Panyabendi, Patabendi, Vivarandi, Vivajandi, Odani Garondi, Pagasendi, and then Basansandi di Devayo. It means a praise. So finally means a praise. Not just a praise. And then with the explanation, make it clear. With the clarification. So this is also very significant explanation of the commentary. Kasamabana, the but in the Muladiga, if you read the Muladiga, and then the Muladiga take a time to explain what is that? To explain this kind of things. Why that there are many verbs. Muladiga, let me check. Muladiga, where are you? Muladiga, Tadiya Jana. Put that. Muladiga don't mention. But the Nitya, be Nitya. Because we have a two Nitya, two translation, two Burmese translation. Very old translation is called B Nitya. So mostly BYI. So in the translation book you see, translator, English translator or the Atasalini mostly refer to B Nitya. Okay. So B. Sayadaw explained a lot why, how these verbs are supporting one another. Okay, so but later translation is called Sayadaw U Candamukha Bivansa Mahakandayam Sayadaw. So that's a new translation. So English translation is mostly based on the B Nithya. Okay, B translation, O translation. So I will not take such a maybe explanation uh, about the use of the many verbs. Maybe one thing we can understand is that uh, Ajay Gandhi is explained by the descending. Okay, Desana, not just Ajay Gandhi means just telling. You may think it's just telling. But commentator say it is not just merely saying or merely conversation, but desana, preaching. Okay, banya bindi, banya like a banya bindi mean describe. It describe very clearly. Okay, uh, yeah, banya bindi and then bata bindi. So to keep it, so not something is you describe and then you after some time it erase, disappear. But it should not be like this one. The Buddha and other noble persons praise Ubeka Gosadima Sukha Vihari. So this way of description is to remain forever. Okay, something like an eternal description. Vivarandi means open. Okay, uh, show maybe like you open the door and then let them see. Okay, so dwara like vivara, the word vivara is a kind of verb used in prayer or the dwara vivari is it mean open the door. Okay, something like open the door. So not just the daily, but the showing everything in detail. Okay, that's a God vivarandi. So Vivara is, and then Vivarandi is followed by the Vibhajandi. Vibhajana means what? Analyze. Okay, with the analysis. Okay, not just showing whatever they are, but with the analytical explanation. Udani Grundi, make clear. Okay, make it obvious. And then Bagasandi. And then finally it means what? Basansandi. So the way commentator explains it like that, the what? Then the reason is why it is necessary to be praised like this. Kasamabana on the page number 220. Dhammasaṅgaṇī Athagata Athazalini Athazalini page number 220. Kasama Pana De Evam Basansandi. So the explanation is very clear. Basansarahado, worthy to be praised. Because it is worthy to be praised. Basansarahado, because it is worthy to be praised. So then continue to. Then this is Sankhepa. Okay, Sankhepa means a brief explanation, a brief reason, and then it is detailed description is followed. Ayahi yasama adi madura sukhe sukha baramai pade bitadiya jane ubekhago. So you can understand that that jhana is the top at the top more part of the sukha. So among the mundane bliss, okay, very blissful, very sweet, and also it remains at the top part of the sukha in the mundane sphere. But it remained without attachment, okay, with the detached. It remained detached to the such a bliss. And also there is a no BD arise, And also at the same time, it remains that the person who attained the third jhana uh, keep himself with the very strong mindfulness, okay, very obvious mindfulness. Upatita satidaya satima. So his awareness of mindfulness is very, very obvious there. Yasamaja Ariya Gandam Ariya Jana Sevida Mewa Asankiletan Sukha. So that person experience the bliss. That bliss is asankileta, unsmeared. Okay? Unsmeared, not smeared with the defilements or not defined uh, bliss, but the purified bliss. And also experience with the Namakaya, practically or maybe directly with the Namakaya. So that's why it is worthy to be praised, right? It is worthy to be praised. Maybe we can simply sum up that that jhana is the top, the topmost bliss in the supreme, in the mundane level, but the yogi can remain without attachment to it. And also, the yogi in the third jhana level, his mindfulness is very obvious. And also, his mental body experience with such a undefined or unsmeared bliss. That's why it is praiseworthy. So that the Buddha and noble persons, they see this a very they see very good reason for the for praising. That's why they said Ubekago Sadima Sukha Vihari, and then they praise. So I think the Buddha, even the Buddha and the noble persons praise this kind of that jhana bliss, that jhana attainment. So we better try. We better try to attain that jhana. And then the last part of that jhana is like this in the commentary. Because it's got that jhana, because this jhana is a got that jhana, because it has to be attained maybe in the third level. Kanana Nubobadaya. So what is the difference here? So among the 56 dhammas we usually get, yeah, not only we have to minus the vidaka vijara, and also here we have to minus piti also, and the jhana rasi. Among the jhana group we have to minus piti, and then in the Godhasa session, in the Dhammodesa session also we have to understand, and the Godhasa session combination, and also Sonyata session, there we have to know that there are only two jhana fetters, doing and jhana. Okay, two jhana fetters are there, Sukha and Ekagata. So that is only the difference. So if you see in the Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, page number 45, maybe just two paragraphs are there. Paragraph number 163, okay, it contains two paragraphs. But we understand that there are three sessions, okay, Dhammodesa session, and the Godhasa collective session, and the Sonyata sessions are there. So don't lose the sight of the Buddha's teaching. So every Jeta, the Buddha trying to analyze with these three sessions. So the purpose is that there is just a process. Okay, this is just a how Jeta and Jetasika arises as a process. There is no substance like a person or he or she or I or and so on. So there is nothing to be attached as a aha or mama and so on. So that point, so finally we see the sunyata, right? Emptiness of the what? The substance. But there is a process. The process is there. In order to see so that kind of things, we have to all the time remember at the end of every chitta. So we have to understand that there are 3 sessions. With the 3 sessions, the Buddha explained. Dhammodesa session. So how many dhammas are there arises, and then detailed explanation there. And then Kothasa collective session, and then Sonyata emptiness session. So like first Mahakusala Citta. So in the first Mahakusala Citta, the Buddha did. So also the same pattern should be followed, understood in every Citta. So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for your listening. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Sayadaw.
much.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sayadaw. Sadhu,
Thank you.
sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Yeah, Buddha Sasana Jiran Data Do. 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 Sadhu, sadhu.